Welcome to the Kid and Drag Gaming Podcast. This is Kid.
And this is Drag. Remember, if you're enjoying the content, go check us out on our socials. Follow us so we post our latest updates. On Instagram, you can look for us at Kid in Drag. On Facebook, same thing, Kid in Drag. If you're follow us on Twitter, go for Drag Kid In. Also, check out our website at kidindrag.chat. You can find all of our latest episodes. All of our stuff is out there. You can contact us. We can get direct feedback from you and help you get the content you want to hear. Now, let's talk about all the stuff you want to talk about. All right, and today we're going to talk to you all about some streaming platforms. I know we did an episode not long ago where we focused on Twitch. Then the bombshell landed where Microsoft was able to sign the world's biggest streamer, Ninja, over to an exclusive contract to talk or to stream on Mixer. So we're going to talk a little bit about the different platforms that are out there and kind of the advantages of all, because I think all have their validity. So, Kid, what's your thoughts about this, or what was your first thought when you heard that, oh, Ninja has gone over to Mixer?
I was thinking that man must have got paid, boy. And then I got to thinking, I was like, I wonder what happened to all his subs that was on Twitch. Did they just get the shaft?
Yeah, so there, I think the transition for that particular challenge, like if you were to log into Mixer right now, they're offering everybody a free subscription to Ninja for a month. So I think that was a way to kind of foster some of that growth back right away.
Yeah, one thing they did that was kind of a sneaky thing on their end is, they announced that Ninja's already up to 1 million subscribers. Well, when you get it for free, how many people are actually going to stick around for that?
Yeah, probably not 1 million, but I bet he keeps quite a few. He did carry quite a few of his audience over. So looking at his first stream, I know he had brought over the Wonder Child that won the $3 million grand prize for Fortnite and had him on his first stream, Mr. Booga. And I know that really inflated some initial numbers. However, I've been kind of watching him. He's not lacking in numbers by any means of the word. So I think it'll be a viable move for him over time. But really, I kind of want to break down why he did that and is it a viable option?
Yeah,
so
that's why this episode is going to be great, because you talk about that guy that won the 3 million, and I was seeing memes on Facebook where they had him next to golfers and he's making more money as a streamer. So that really definitely says a lot for the streaming community and where it's going forward in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, you've got a few contenders out there for live streaming video games. You've got a lot of people trying to get their hand in the pie. And I think, we talked about this on the prior episode, but when you look at Twitch, they're still bringing on somewhere near 1 million new visits a month onto their platform. And if you look back at Jeff Bezos, who runs Amazon, who bought Twitch, if you look at his methodology about business, which I don't think anybody can really argue that it's a bad methodology. The guy's come from nothing to one of the biggest companies in the world, probably one of the most influential companies in the world. And he's made it into just this mega empire. And one of his mentalities is if he gets people on his platform of watching Twitch, he's going to sell more shoes. I think he's even quoted as saying, hey, every time we hit a Golden Globe or we hit some kind of movie award on one of his Amazon Prime shows, he sells more shoes. And that's the mentality behind how the Amazon empires run, who masterminds Twitch at this point, where if they get people on platform, they sell more stuff through Amazon because they're tied together. You get free Prime, you get free music, you get a free Twitch subscription, you get advanced privileges in Twitch. So it all kind of plays. And now we're looking at these other people, seeing how viable and valuable video game streaming has become. Again, I'll always give credit back to Ninja, who kind of broke the glass ceiling for gamers and streamers out there. And now you're seeing quite a few different people. So the things we're going to break down today, and there's more upcoming. Don't worry. We're not going to hit them all, but talking about the main places to stream right now, you're looking at YouTube Live, you're looking at Facebook Live, You're looking at Mixer, obviously. We'll touch on Twitch a bit more. And then you're also looking at a new place called D Live, which has picked up some of the infamous streamers and video production people like PewDiePie. So, Kid, when I'm throwing these names out here, what's your initial thought? Because I know you're an old time legacy Twitch lover, just like myself. But when you're talking about you got 5 or 6 major platforms out there to stream on, what's your thoughts as a streamer?
Well, I look at it as a financial standpoint. All of them have a lot of money behind them. So I'm waiting to see when the gloves come off, what kind of, new innovative technology they bring into this. What's going to get people bouncing back and forth? How crazy are they going to get with it all?
Yeah, because the way I kind of look at this as I would say a part-time streamer, right? I wouldn't even call myself a consistent streamer by any means of the word. I get on Twitch every month or so to do a stream here or there. But when I look at this from the standpoint of, hey, if I wanted to go grow into Twitch, if you go back a year before these other platforms became more viable and they were getting a lot of views, Twitch was getting hard to crack into because you literally had, if you take any mainstream game, you literally had hundreds of people streaming that game at that time. So to crack in, you either had to have a name, you had to have a history as one of these e-gamers that were just amazing, or esports gamers that were amazing, or you had to have unnatural skill, or you had to be super funny or something. It stopped being more of a pleasure, lay back and do it, but it started to become an avenue for professional video gamers and video streamers to play. It was harder to crack into. Now you've got places like Mixer, YouTube, live streaming. You've got the Facebook, which has now started to entice gamers to come over. And I think I saw I was in Streamlabs, which is a major supporter of streaming that builds software and all these ancillary things to help streamers out. They were even advertising a free shirt after you put in 60 hours streaming to Facebook's gaming platform.
Oh wow, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I definitely can't believe Facebook hasn't really dug in and pushed that a lot more, especially with all the hype with the streamers lately. I figured they would be advertising a lot more and you'd see and hear a lot more of it. Every now and then as I'm scrolling through the feed, I'm seeing live pop up, but I still don't think they're pushing like they should.
Mhm.
I guess in 5 years, just with these names, who do you think will be number one?
Well, I think you've got a couple different ways to look at this. You've got some mega companies. Twitch, obviously, they're kind of the king of the ring, right? They've got the subscriber base. They're in a position right now, and I think Ninja sounded this horn that they've got to defensively protect their base, right? They're in a position where they may pick up a couple new influencers and streamers, and they might pick up a few here or there, but it's so hard to crack into those top end levels that all these other ones have an opportunity to take away from that base and to take on some of the new people. And frankly, if you look at the Generation Y and later the Gen Z folks, they're the ones that are coming in. So I've got to think as a new streamer, say you're 13, 14-year-old kid, you've got mad skills, you're fun to talk to and all that stuff. You're going to start streaming. It's going to be hard just to say, I'm going to go to Twitch. I feel like they're going to go to wherever the viewers come.
Right, absolutely. I just, man, I don't know how in the world anybody can get going nowadays. Like, well, what piece of advice would you say when picking between these five?
So I think a lot of my cohorts that do some streaming is they're using services like restream.io. And what that's allowing them to do is they're streaming to all of them at one time, right? They're pushing it out there to all areas every time they're streaming. So they're getting a taste of what kind of interaction they're going to have before they have to commit. Because in Twitch world, once you affiliate and you get to that level where you sign an agreement with Twitch that you're going to do certain things with them, it blocks you out from being able to do that restream because your content is exclusive to Twitch for 24 hours. The other places don't have those restrictions. So advice to young folks, I would definitely venture out and see what's out there. Use the restream services. I know it costs a little bit per month, and maybe you can't afford that. I've even made my own restream server that I can broadcast to. It'll push it out to a bunch of different places, except for me being affiliated. I can't push it to Twitch and all those other places, but I can push it to the rest of them and see what kind of activity I get, right? Because at this point, I think people have opened their eyes up a little bit to say, hey, it's not just Twitch. Let me go check out what's on Mixer. Let me go check out what's on D Live or Facebook or YouTube. Or maybe I'm already on Facebook and I see somebody being funny and having a good time playing games and I stop and watch. I think Facebook opens up a whole new generation or a whole new segment of gamers that might not have been surfing Twitch. They might have just been looking at their friends on Facebook, or they might be friends with somebody and say, oh, they're playing video games. Let me watch them.
Yeah, I want to say the one thing I would love to see is where it's so easy to get in, logged in, get your camera set up, all your settings done to where now we've got so many apps and programs running in the background. I think the one that gets that nailed, I think will progress the best.
Yeah, I think it's fast to market, right? I mean, if you've got a $10,000 computer set up, that's one thing. But what you're talking about is what makes it super easy for the everyman to pick up and say, well, I don't have a $10,000 laptop. I've got this $800 laptop that I got for Christmas, but I would still like to video game stream. Um, and I think this kind of plays with my excitement in another episode I talked about with the cloud gaming, where today, using this NVIDIA trial, I can literally log in and play top tier games on the most simple computer, right? Because all the processing's going in the cloud. So I can literally stream a game today on just a budget laptop using that type of service. So I think those two things playing together are really going to open it up where a lot of people are going to be able to do this. And I'm sure that these geniuses that work for Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Microsoft or whatnot understand that dynamic that's coming along.
Does Twitch, since they're based off Amazon, do they have why ain't they pushing like packages for the beginner streamer? Hey, you can go to Amazon and get this Twitch package right here where it gives you everything you need to get basic set up and rolling. I think that'd be an awesome idea.
So if you're wanting to say from a business perspective, why doesn't Twitch do that? Well, there are so many companies that do that type of thing right now that aren't having to be managed by Amazon, but they're supporting Amazon. And that is Amazon's business model from day one, right? If they get other people helping them out and get people on their platform, more power to them, right? Because you look at things like Streamlabs OBS, that has totally revolutionized streaming, in my opinion. That literally in 10 minutes, I can be set up and working with a professional looking background. I don't have to really know a lot about it because it's basically click through and they have hundreds and hundreds of themes and all kinds of graphics and everything already built into the service.
Yeah, I definitely think also another thing to think about is how easy it is for new people to get green screens. I literally
Mhm.
went to Hobby Lobby and got a green cardboard and stuck it behind my head. As long as you got your lighting right, it works
Mhm.
good too.
Right. And then even OBS and Streamlabs OBS and some of the camera software out there is already developed to the point that they have 3D dimensional rendering to understand how to do a green screen without a green screen behind you. Right. So I think that is even becoming outclassed in green screens. Like, man, I think I made my last one for under $20. I think I ran a mocked up trial to build my own green screen for under $20. And there are a lot of ways to get that. And now they've even have cameras that can determine what's in the background and cut that out. And you have a green screen without a green screen.
Oh man, that's pretty amazing. Do you happen to know what the cheapest one would be? Because I need it.
Cheapest green screen.
No, like the camera that can do all that.
It's your basic camera. It's mostly software rendering. So
Oh,
there's
okay.
some plugins into OBS and Streamlabs OBS that'll help you get to that point now.
Oh yeah, that's awesome then. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely I definitely want to see Facebook and the what'd you say that was? D Live?
D Live.
D Live. I
So
want to see which direction they go. I'm interested. I just can't believe Facebook hadn't done more.
yeah, well, I think they're coming in the game now because they've obviously approached Streamlabs to have some kind of deal to get more people on their platform. So I'll go into kind of review a little bit about this on what I know about each of the platforms. So when you talk about, and we'll put Twitch to bed first because it's the king of the ring, and I think there is a lot of bonuses to go into Twitch because they have established relationships with game developers. They have established relationship with a lot of the personalities or influencers out there. So once you're on Twitch and in those communities, you get some immediate bonuses that are agreements that are already done. So we were talking about Borderlands in a previous episode that they're having loot drops attached to your favorite streamer. So if you're watching them, you're going to get loot drops for doing that. So that's kind of the power of Twitch and what they bring. Also, they have a prescribed method to go from zero to hero, and they have the analytics now that start supporting that. So there's a lot of work going into Twitch that allows you a pathway to become successful with them. So they're a little bit more mature and have a little bit more tools built into them. So that really makes Twitch the big contender in that area. And I think, if you follow the path, you understand their data and whatnot and how to do it and follow kind of what their guidelines are, you can still grow with Twitch. And they have so many relationships and they're the known hero. So once you get going with them and you get in a good direction, I think you'll be in good hands.
Yeah, another thing that just popped in my head was I don't remember what platform it was on, but I seen where if you watch streamers or support them or something like that, you can get streamer skins for PUBG. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's some of the Twitch integrations too. So that's kind of the benefit where I say with Twitch is a lot of developed relationships. They've been out there prior to being with Amazon. They were developing, forging the way for everybody to come along into game streaming. And now Twitch has branched out. Obviously, they're doing all the real talk. There's a whole section that are just podcasts. So we could be podcasting on Twitch while we're doing these recordings and fit right in. There's a whole channel dedicated to that. So that's pretty cool. And there are a lot of advantages. Don't get me wrong. They're still the king of the ring, but they have some competitors, and we're going to go into those next. So when I look at the big one on everybody's mind today, that's Mixer, right? It's on everybody's mind because the largest streamer in the world moved over to them. So what are the advantages of Mixer? So I've streamed to them occasionally, not religiously. And what I do see, it's not as cluttered. So when you're going to play a top tier popular game, there are a lot of the big streamers over there only have a few hundred viewers at one time. Whereas Twitch, you're going to see thousands of viewers on each one, which is a good side and a bad side. Because if you're on Mixer and you've got 20 people watching you, you're going to be kind of in the top of some of the games that are out there, right? So you're going to get more notice. You're going to be a little bit bigger fish in a smaller pond, if you will. So what's your immediate thoughts about that?
So it's like you said, being the big fish in a small pond. So I would definitely say right now that would be if you're going for fame, if you will, that's probably where you need to go since everybody's getting on the hype train with Ninja and jumping over there, trying that out. Like you said, it seems easier. So I would definitely give that a shot.
Yeah, because if you're looking at, we're going to take a look right now live, and I'm looking here at about 8:00 p.m. in the central region, and going to give you some live comparisons of what you can expect to see, because I think this is pretty descriptive of what's going on. So when I go look at the big games, the top games that are out there, you look at Twitch, which has got Fortnite, number one, with 158,000 viewers currently watching it. You go over to Mixer, there's 9,457. So pretty substantial difference. And if you're a starting streamer, that 158,000 might be a little intimidating, where you might be able to hang with, a couple of people with 1,000 viewers or so on and so forth, right?
Yeah, that would definitely be it's like you said, if you're wanting to go for fame, jumping on that right now to get your people established probably be the smarter play. Because once you start getting in with 158,000 people, you're so far down the list that people's fingers about to fall off trying to scroll all the way down to even get to your new
Your
booty.
stream. Right. And some of the other things about Mixer that I've experienced is I think they took a lot of learnings from watching Twitch be developed and whatnot. And I think it's very streamer friendly. They've got an in platform currency called what is this? Lightning bolts or sparks is what it's called. And you earn sparks by watching people. Then you can actually shout out special emotes to your favorite streamers for watching, and that helps them down their path to being a partner and actually getting paid for what they do. So pretty cool that they've got that in-game currency. But if you look at like the layout, I think I think they've done a really good job about surfing, finding new people, finding old people, finding your favorites. It's very streamer friendly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that is one thing I wish they would do is make it easier for people to obtain, sparks, shout outs, emojis. Like if you have been in their channel for a while, why not give them a free one to give to them? I mean, you're watching commercials and stuff, so it's not like they ain't making money. Let's, keep people involved. I think that's the biggest thing, with
Mhm.
Twitch is you've got to pay to play. And I was in Twitch the other day and I was going to get some bits to drop off to this guy. I hadn't talked to him forever. And it's like, please wait longer for an ad to pop up. And it's been like 3 months since I've logged into Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah. And Twitch has gotten ad heavy where originally they were, if you were a Prime member, you didn't have ads on the platform. Well, that's gone away. You only get no ads if you're actively subscribed and paying the monthly fee or using your Prime subscription to avoid the ads. So good, bad, or indifferent. I don't think it's a smart play with all the competition coming up. But
Oh
going,
yeah, that's one thing that made me mad because I'm a Prime, account holder. And then once my account rolled over to I had to re-up it, I noticed I started getting ads and I thought that was a shady play, that they're
Mhm.
popping up now. How that was a big hype to get people on there. And like you said, with the competition, man, that's just one thing that kind of put a little bad taste in my mouth with them.
Yep. And like I say, Mixer, I think, has a great platform, which they're chasing the big dogs. So they have to have some good stuff going on there. But they are integrated with Streamlabs for alerts, very similar experience to what you would have in Twitch, but really good platform. I think it's easy to use once you get up and going. And I think it's a solid platform. Again, the subscribers aren't and the people viewing it, it's not near what Twitch is doing, not even in the same galaxy yet. But I think with a good product over time, it will continue to prove out. It was no dumb play for them to get Ninja over on their platform.
For sure.
So we'll go over to one of the other big hitters out there in the gaming space, which YouTube has owned gaming videos for a long time, right? I mean, that's where you go. If you're on Twitch and streaming, you might record most of your show, edit it down. You still post it up on YouTube because that's kind of the where you have traditionally gone to watch pre-recorded videos, right? Twitch has integrated some of that into theirs, and they have video play. Mixer has video play, but YouTube's kind of been the king of the ring. However, their live streaming has had something to be desired. They haven't had a ton of people over there. However, they do have some unique features. They still have all the same chat and all that stuff that Twitch does, so you can live interact. But I'll tell you, one of the coolest things about it is we set this up for our charity stream last year. You can actually put like 8 cameras up at one time and have them all going to Twitch or all going to YouTube Live, and the user can actually pick which camera view they want to see. So that's kind of cool, right? I mean, you've got some streams out there that have the hands or got a camera focused on the hands to see how they're using their mouse and keyboard and how they do that play. You have different types of streams where you got live action and all that stuff. So YouTube's kind of cool in that respect. But overall, I see less interactivity with the people on YouTube, and I haven't done it a ton. I just used it some. So I think it's got the name. It's kind of in that space. It's just not known as the live streaming place to be yet.
Does it, like if you said the 8 cameras, can you make it to where it just every 30 seconds changes to a different one to keep those angles
I
changing?
I think that is I think that is an availability for them. However, it is the viewer choice, if you will. So the viewer actually picks which camera view they want to
Oh,
see.
okay. I got you. Yeah,
So
that would
if
be
they
pretty
want to
cool.
Yeah, if they don't want to look at your face, you got one camera dedicated to your face and you got one camera dedicated to your hands. And then maybe you've got some cool stuff going on in the background. The viewer can just decide to watch your hands the entire time and learn how you're navigating through a game so quickly.
That's definitely a plus. I'd like to see that on all platforms.
Yep, that's a pretty cool deal. So YouTube, I think, again, it still has some play there. It's just, they're so traditionally known as a video platform. You just don't see as much hype about their live play. And to me, as a viewer, it's a little harder to find who I want to watch on live. I don't know how to do that very well.
So the searching for games and stuff's a lot more complicated.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's all geared towards their video. So when you try to go find live stuff, you have to be subscribed to them. You got to know where to go look to find them.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to fix that if they want to keep up.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, all their advertising and their website all pushes you to their videos. So it's not just called out in the forefront. And I think until they do that, or they have just a dedicated URL to go see that, they're gonna struggle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. So next thing we're going to go into real quick is the Facebook, which I think this has some real swagger to it. Facebook has, again, like I said, you've got a market there of a lot of people that are on Facebook that aren't necessarily watching video games being played. It's obviously a really popular place to go hang out in the woods and videotape yourself walking through and doing crazy stuff. But now you're integrating video games into that. How, in your experience, knowing gamers, knowing yourself, looking at Facebook, knowing yourself a Facebook user, how likely are you or the people you know likely to go click on that video game stream now that it's in their face?
I mean, I've actually watched a few of them, but most people I know probably wouldn't. They would just go to their Twitch because they've got all this. It's just been around so long, but it'd be interesting to see what they got lined up for it. I mean, if it is popping your face all the time, then I mean, I would probably go and check it out. But if it's like YouTube where it's not structured right, I'm gonna probably check it out. And if it don't look right, then I'm out.
Yeah. So I would agree. I think it streams okay. I've used it a little bit on Restream. However, I don't know that a lot of my Facebook friends are big video gamers. So I think that's going to be mixed reactions. They do have the platform. They've obviously got the subscriber base. They've just got to get more people thinking of them as a streaming platform for video games to get people over.
Yeah, they just need to get some point systems going.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So we'll wrap it up talking about D Live. And I wanted to save this one for last because it's a little bit more of a unique take. On D Live, it's basically a blockchain system. So, like your Bitcoin and things like that, you actually earn this blockchain coin for watching and subscribing and doing things on their channel, which then you can turn around and pay your streamer off of your efforts. So it's kind of taking those sparks to the next level. It's kind of given some reason to be on platform. And it's a personal favorite of mine just because you've got things like Podcoin, which we're big fans of here at Kid and Drag, because basically if people listen to us, they're getting paid to do that. And they can actually change it in for gift cards and things like that. So this is a similar approach. We're actually getting paid to be on their platform. I think it gives you a monetary reason to go see somebody, but is that enough to get you over watching a streamer that you wouldn't necessarily watch?
It would be, as long as the benefit is there. I would be more apt to check that out, just because like I always love the involvement, what you can get out of it, even if it's skins or something different or emoji you can throw up. So I would definitely be down for it.
Yeah, and I think it's going that way. When I look at their website and their interface, it's a little more basic than the Twitches, the Mixers, even the YouTubes or Facebooks. A little bit more basic interface. You can tell it's not one of these huge companies that are backing these folks. Like, you're competing against Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. That's kind of hard company to play in, but it's just enough of a reason I think people will jump in, just because you get paid and you get to pay your favorite people for doing what they love to do.
Oh yeah,
So
that would definitely be great.
yeah. So, in my overall opinion, I'm going to tell you guys, just like I did at the beginning, if you're just starting to stream or you're thinking about doing it, I would look into doing some restream services. Or if you're not comfortable doing that, then try to stream to a couple different ones and get some different opinions. Get, get the feel of it, because if you get your third stream in, you get 500 people watching you on D Live, that might be your place to be. And I think once you grow into any one, you're going to develop your influencer status to the point where you can maybe not be like Ninja, but you can choose platforms later once you have an existing and loyal base. So I would highly recommend trying out the different opportunities. Don't just look at one, see and feel what it looks like and feels like to you.
Yeah, and I would say also another tip that I learned, like play a game that's going to make you mad, first of all, and then you're constantly talking. I don't care if it's yelling at the TV or whatnot. If you're going to be doing it, if people are watching you, you got to have some activity going on. Talk to yourself. I don't care if it's talking about banana butts. I don't care. Just talk about it, because it'll get people saying, "What in the world are you talking about?" You'll get a conversation going, and you'll get followers a whole lot faster if you're just sitting there staring at a screen. So always be talking.
Yep. And definitely keep your eyes out for the different platforms out there. A lot of excitement, a lot of fun going. I love to see this time of year or this time of life where, this is becoming a forefront and a major play. So you're getting a lot of people getting in there. The stuff is getting more competitive. That means competition always drives improvement. So love to see it. There's a lot of neat stuff coming out there. So check out these other platforms. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about this. Or if you're a longtime streamer, tell us what your thoughts are about all these different platforms that are coming out there. Have you considered moving? All those things. We'd love to hear from you. And that's all I've got to say today from Kid and Drag Gaming. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you next time.
Later.
And that's all we got to talk about today, folks. This is Drag.
And this is Kid. If you enjoyed our cast, make sure and check out our website, follow our socials. We love feedback. If you give it, we'll talk about it.
You can find us at kidindrag.chat on our website. For Twitter, it's dragkidin. For Instagram, it is Kid and Drag. Same for Facebook, Kid and Drag. We take feedback on all of those social platforms, and we'll see you next time.
Later.